Welcome to the Arcade Showdown special casual edition between Analog and brottster. Let me see right here. We got 53 for brottster and we have 47 for Analog. Today's rule set is going to be highest number of points in 45 minutes. So the way that a point counts is you must exceed room 10. So if they get to room 7 and they die, they will not get any points. Every room past 10 is 1 point. Every room past 40 is 2 points to give them that incentive to continue on to the realm of where their actual PB is. And also, runners can finish the last run that they are on. Fun thing to note, both players are casual Super Metroid players. They might know a few things, but they are very, very casual. Analog, I'm sure you have a history of playing games in general, but maybe not in like a competitive sense. brottster, I believe, has speedrun some games in the past, but not Super Metroid. Because this is just a race to get however many rooms within a certain amount of time, the seed does not matter in this case. It is just a matter of going auto and doing the best you can. We're doing time attack, arcade, endless. This is gonna be a really fun match, guys. I think this is going to be very eye-opening to explain why the mode that we play is just so difficult. Given that Analog and brottster have both played this, and they both have had times hitting that 50 range. But it will, I think, clearly showcase just how difficult this mode actually is. But in any case, like, even if you're a casual, you could still play it. You just have to maybe learn a few things, like you have to learn how to do a wall jump. But it's honestly a great game for anyone to experience. So I'm hoping this will be a fun event to showcase, and I hope it be educational for people that are maybe looking to get into it. Because I feel like people might have warped perceptions of what they should be able to do if they keep watching like the top players, right? So this is really good. brottster, Analog, are you both ready? All right, here we go. The countdown has started. Good luck, friends. Once that hits 0, I'm going to drop the timer as well. And good luck, friends. Here we go. And brottster is off to the beginning start. Analog is... What happened here with Analog? Lunix, do you know what happened here? Yeah, what happened with the map? That confused me a little bit. Alright, anyway, we have brottster starting off with that wave beam. And right off the bat, 4 rooms for brottster. Gets the secret, look at that. Analog starting off with that super. That's actually a really, really powerful start. And brottster getting through the criteria map room. Ooh, Analog, wait, Analog, was that a moonfall? Analog showing off some tech? Got the actual tech? All right, here we go. This is a tough room for Analog because one shot from the crab will kill. Oh my God, just avoids the crab right there. Meanwhile, brottster picks up Spazer, so has a full beam combo minus ice. And here we go. We got Analog with the bombs, and we have brottster picking up high jump. So brottster already majorly loaded out, getting ready. Speed booster plus high jump plus basically one of the best beam combos. And brottster right off the bat hits 10 rooms. So at this point, every room for here, brottster counts at this point. All right, so brottster with the first official point with 11 gets in here. And we have Analog getting a free room there, so Analog quickly getting that spacer, brottster getting through that kind of difficult spot right there. The pancakes and waivers rooms, the thing is you really have to avoid the pancakes. They can kind of mess you up. The waivers themselves don't hurt that much. Ooh, Analog taking a few hits there. Luckily these pirates, they only kind of hit 415, so it's not really that big of a deal. But anyway, we have Analog getting through the next room, and we have brottster going ahead and killing BT. He could, if he wanted to right now, drop one of these supers. I think that's would be able to save a little bit of real time because the super does 600 damage, but with that beam, it doesn't really matter. You're saving a little bit of time. It's no big deal. There's also a chance that you could technically not get your supers back. Meanwhile, we have Analog going over and killing the criteria counters going to the right. Now, there's 2 pancakes here. Oh, brottster. Oh, takes the hit. That's unfortunate, but you know, we carry on 14. So brottster with 4 points right now. Let's get that score for him. He's got 4 points. And there we go. Meanwhile, we have Analog with 4 points and is going to be taking the lead with 5 points. Opts not to get the missiles on the right. And let's see. Oh, he's gotta go. He's gotta go. One more upshot. There, you still have a super okay, so there we go. Analog has that extra super, decides to use it, which is a wise choice. Otherwise, he would end up the crab room. Wow. So Analog probably was able to identify how the crab room because he hopped out of there real fast. Meanwhile, we have to have see Analog. He has to get across and get to the top here. Unfortunately, having some trouble. The thing is, spin jumping with spin jumping in Samus is quite difficult, and you have to get these wall jumps up here. So decides to grab that secret. So we have Analog going make ahead. He's got 9 points at this point. And this is quite a difficult room. Now here's the thing, the gray gamers, at this stage of the game, they don't hurt. It's the pirates that you really need to avoid, because the pirates actually hurt quite a bit. And yes, both players do have that moonwalk on. And we did see, oh, this is a difficult, brottster has expressed in the past that this room is quite difficult, but with the wave beam, he can kill the pirates at a reasonable rate, but it looks like he fell in the lead dog jumps. Now if he kills the pirates, he sort of gets a refund on the time, but here's the issue. This is one of the harder rooms unless you practice it, because yeah, the pirates, look at this, they're going out of sync. Oh no, brottster takes a hit immediately, has to kill this pirate. He's having some trouble because that pirate at the top is actually ledge guarding him. So here we go, let's see if brottster can get through this room. Analog is trying to get some free points. Oh, almost touches the atomic, which would have, oh, Analog touches the ghost, the little mini Fantoon. Those guys 120 at the damage. Analog with currently with 11 points, doesn't want to take a death here at all if he can help it. Meanwhile, brottster is really struggling to get through this room right now. He can just kill everything. The 1,000 points at this stage of the game is quite a lot. Analog narrowly dodges that poamp up there. That would have been probably also lights out if he touched that, because Meridia monsters at this stage of the game hurt quite a bit. So brottster with 39 HP. I believe the pirates do 15. So he still has about 3 hits left. He still has to get through 3 pirates. There's one at the top. Well, there's this one right here, but there's one kind of guarding the top ledge, and then there's 2 more on the actual ledge. Those last 2 are probably the ones that are gonna be the most difficult. He's gonna have to consider maybe jumping past them. Okay, this one he can kill from below. The other one, he's gonna either have to jump over or kind of run off screen and maybe jump the shots. He doesn't have morph. He doesn't have morph. So typically one of the ways to avoid it is morphing. Oh, takes 1 hit there, but it's okay. Gets through. Now he's on room 7. Meanwhile, Analog on room 26. On room 26. So Analog definitely in a really good position right now. Even though brottster is the one with the better time so far, the better room count, the better PB at 53. All right, so here we go. Analog morphing through the tunnel, getting through. brottster picking up that spazer, so that beam is much. Oh, there's a challenge. This is a challenge for Analog. Now, okay, he's not gonna try any sort of deboost. He's just barreling through. If Analog doesn't trip up here, if he does not trip up, and he just takes 2 more hits from the Boyons, he should be fine. If he falls, lands on the spikes, there's a good chance he dies here. So let's see how he approaches this. Oh no, lands in the Vileplume! So that just does so much HP. He doesn't have enough health. They do 30. Oh, he lands in the other Vileplume. So that's lights out for Analog, taking that death. But you know what? Not without getting 18 points on his score. So right now, this score is 18-4 in favor of Analog. And here we go. Analog is restarting, and we are heading over to brottster's audio. brottster with the excellent beam. This is a very powerful beam before picking up bombs. I don't even know if he has morph at this moment, but 13 rooms, so he's currently at 3 points and a super. Things are looking quite good for him, and the high jump boots. Okay, so now if we get some difficult rooms, we have the high jump and we don't have to do any tight wall jumps. So here we go. Oh, doesn't quite make it. Those Rinkas, you gotta really be careful about this. All right, so Analog shooting. Don't P-shot this guy. Just spin jump past him. Analog. Oh, he makes it fast. All right, it's not worth it because it's not room. Okay, see that top crab? If it's past room 10, that top crab typically will fall, and you have to figure out a way to deal with him or jump over him. But because it's only pre-room, it's only room 10 or before. Currently that crab is just gonna stay on the roof and you don't have to deal with it. Analog just decides to take the damage and go through. This room is slow for brottster. However, the crabs do give 500 points each. And you know, at the early game, you do get kind of a lot of points for every 10,000 points. You get 40 seconds. So even though the room is kind of slow, you get a refund on the points here. And brottster going ahead and closing the gate when he wanted to keep it open, but goes ahead, shoots a bunch of those crabs, gets a bunch of points while getting through that room and gets that plus 40. Meanwhile, we have Analog with that spacer beam. He is a little far. Oh, he realized he was a little close. He was a little too far from where you're supposed to stand to make Bomb Chorizo jump back. And then he realized it, and then he was like, oh shoot, went left to readjust, but it was too late, the fight started, so doesn't get that damage, but you know what, that's completely fine, it's just a few points. What mainly matters is, can you survive and stay multiple rooms past 10? That's what matters here. So brottster quickly turns off that high jump boot, I think because that little jump morph to get that 2000 secret is actually a little bit more difficult when you have high jump because you just kind of fly into the ceiling a little bit too quickly. So as long as he remembers to turn the high jump boots back, which is, you know, brottster, I hope you do that. It can be quite important to keep that on. Obviously, there are some rooms that are a little more comfy without the high jump boots, but if you get caught in some rooms, like the Meridia rooms, when you don't have the high jump boots, you can get in some big trouble here. This might actually be a room where high jump boots is not good. So brottster does have a missile to deal with it. Oh, but at room 22, the farm bugs hurt for so much. brottster, 1 health left. Any damage at this point is going to cost him. He has 12 points right now. Takes off the high jump boots. You cannot touch a spike. Can he get through? The big health is enticing, but if you stand on the health and stand on the pipe, the bug will kill brottster. We saw how much damage it does. brottster, get out the pipe! Oh, no! And brottster grabs the health and stays on the pipe, and that is one of the main ways people end up dying in this situation. So brottster with 22 rooms gets 12 points, and here we go. brottster's score is now at 16. And if I have any points wrong, please somebody correct me. But here we go, Analog with 18 points, brottster with 16 points, and Analog already at room 12, so is collecting points right now. Let's see, here we go. Oh, Analog at low HP as well, 37 HP, lands in a Vio Plume, might spell disaster for him, but is able to get through. He was probably considering, oh, is there a way I can maybe pick up some of these healths in a safe manner? Analog choosing to get some farm as well as the 750 secret in between those two pipes. And Analog knows about the 2 bugs up there. That's the spore spawn supers. You're typically first supers. It's meant to kind of teach you the power of supers. It makes those bugs fall when you open that door. It's a green door in the vanilla game. So here we go. Analog knew to get those 2 free kills in the ceiling to get 250 points each. And right off the bat, we have the mini crate entrance. Analog could have went right to get the 2000 blinding if he wanted to, but it's honestly not a big deal. You could also just conserve the super. It's not a bad choice. And going left out that door, brottster meanwhile has wave and high jump, and Analog picks up grapple. Now, here's the thing. Grapple, for a casual player, I would argue might be one of the worst items you can get. That being said, if Analog knows how to do something like the grapple jump, you can obviously accumulate a lot of points with it. But at the same time, if you're trying to race to get as many points as possible, that might not be the best choice in this specific mode. Oh, so Analog is gonna go with the grapple. It does one-shot all the enemies here. Now, even though that's the case, I would maybe consider just using the beam because his beam is pretty powerful, and grapple can be a little bit janky sometimes. brottster has to shoot this guy. Okay, that pirate probably would have one-shot brottster at that point, so good on him. I think with Spazer, you don't actually make the pirates flinch. But with the wave beam, it seems like it makes the pirates flinch, and yeah, was able to kind of stun lock the pirate to his death. brottster must kill these 3 enemies to get through, and he does that, just that. Oh, I'm always a little bit scared to stand on those farm bugs. I don't think with 150 HP it would kill Analog, but meanwhile, gets through, and brottster is able to pick up Morph right now. And here we go. Oh, the crab. Analog with Spazer, the beam is wide. and is able to take out the crab. Good reaction timing. You saw that instant whip forward. He knew like, oh shoot, I don't want to mess with that guy because that guy is going to one-shot me. And he had several ways to deal with it, and that Spacer Beam was definitely a way. brottster should not take any additional. Oh, took 30 damage through the door because the B-toms, when they latch onto you, usually end up hurting you through the door. Analog showcasing some nice wall jumps to get through here. And looks like brottster's probably gonna try. No, okay, so that's the thing. If you want to get those supers, when you do the morph, you want to lay flush against that left door. Almost took the death right there. But if you're not flush against that left wall, you are probably not going to pick up that super because your horizontal movement upon morphing in water is like very, very, very low. So you need to be flush against there so that you only have to press left for like a pixel to land on the ledge, or else you will not get that super. That's something to know. Let's see if analog, no, okay. So analog, for future notice, if you want to get that mock ball, it has to be before, the mock has to happen before the crumble blocks. So if you're wondering how that happens, yeah, you can't do the mock on top of the crumble blocks. So it's got to be a tight one. All right, so analog making sure that none of these kill him. 2 shots to kill these hoppers. So you don't want to be, you want to be very careful with this beam. When you have beam like wave plus the spacer, then you don't have to worry as much. You just kind of spam the shots and the hoppers will die in 1 hit. But analog at room 30, already at room 30. This is really good. Remember, every room past 40 counts as 2. All right, brottster in another difficult room. Now, can brottster get through this? Because room 25, he's gonna have to do some real sick magic to get through without taking hurt. You gotta do a wall jump. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a pretty advanced technique. Even some of the better players don't actually know how to get through that room. So brottster dying at room 25, that's 15 points for him. And as of right now, is taking the lead on analog, but analog in room 33, now 34, 14 points gained. And you know what, honestly, still a pretty close game. brottster's hot on his tail right now, and it's close one. But if analog can break into the 40s, if analog starts breaking into the 40s, every room past that is worth so much. 2 points per room, that's a dramatic increase. Now remember, both of these players' PBs are just around that 50 mark, so it's not going to be the easiest thing for them to do it. So here we go. We have analog in room 37, getting close to that 40 point. And he gets the gauntlet. This is a difficult room. He's got 2 power bombs. He's got the supers to kill the yapping maws if he has to. Will he get through? Oh, don't, analog, be careful. No, don't lay the power bomb here. Don't lay the power bomb here. No, analog, that's not where you want to lay it, unfortunately. That's a tough one. All right, so first of all, let's add the 28 points to analog. 28 points, giving him the 46 points, and he's got that 15-point lead. If I did the math wrong, please correct me, but 46 to 31, but brottster already on room 4. It's a little bit deceptive too because he's on room 4 and he's getting through the bomb chorizo fight. Remember, with P-Shot, this is a 40-shot fight. So, you know, if analog gets through some rooms, he has to get through this 40-shot fight as well. Why does analog have a map? I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, here we go. Bomb chorizo right off the bat for analog. And here we go. We got a 15-room lead for analog, but we still got 30 minutes left. Plenty of, oh, it's the gauntlet. It's the gauntlet for brottster. This is a tough one. Here's the thing. The gauntlet, if you are a competitive randomizer player, you have a lot of practice in this room, and even though you have a lot of practice in this room, you can still die. The reason why analog made a mistake laying that power bomb in the center is because you need to get from the left, or in this case, brottster side, you have to get the right to the left, right? So you need to break out the top, and you need to sit in this little cubby hole, and you gotta wait for the acid to come down. That's the problem, and that's why the power bomb that analog put down kind of spelled disaster for him. But anyway, I mean, regardless, like, oh, brottster, you gotta jump. You could stay in the yapping maw. Does he make it across? He's gotta make it across, but I mean, this room, it takes so much time. That's the problem. Analog already has done bomb chorizo and is already caught up to him. And the yapping maw grabs brottster, so unfortunately, dying before room 10 does not gain any points for that run. And you know, I've got to say, I think brottster's having a little bit harder. brottster's got some tougher rooms. I was helping him set up his stream the other day. We were watching and he was like, every time you watch me, Eddie, I'm getting the worst rooms imaginable. And it seems like that's the case for this live stream right now. You know, we have analog, ooh, taking a little bit of time to get out of that speed boost room. Only has 22 HP. Let's see, is he gonna get the mock ball? No, okay, so breaks through. That's okay, there's an exit on the left. You don't have to go through that left side, but brottster attempting the CWJ and is going to start up again. And we have analog making it to room 8. And killing analog. Oh my gosh, 2 HP, 2 HP. Analog almost dying there. Room 8 would have been a clean slip, but here we go. Every room past this point for analog at this point will now be giving him points. Oh, don't touch that gamer. Gotta be careful there. You know, we have brottster taking care of Bomb Chorizo, and we got charge beam for analog. So analog 11, but remember, charge does open up bosses, and at this point, it is quite hard. Even something like Parade, you can't do a quick kill with just the regular beam and 2 missiles. It's not possible. So this is the charge is not necessarily what you want to see in a race like this. It just makes the rooms a little bit harder, and we'll see what analog gets right here. What is he gonna get? He's got Bubble Mountain. Should be fine. Make it to the left, and we have brottster getting through the wreck ship doors. Oh, and we got the menu room. He's got to go. This is either the best option here for analog is to either use pseudo screws or missiles, but how he's gonna get across? There's 3 menus. They're called flies. They're called menus. The flies. There's 3 of them. Oh, is he gonna go for a short shot? He's going for the running jump. Oh, that was such a good attempt. That was such a good attempt. If he made that wall jump, he would have gone through. And unfortunately dies at room 13. So that's 3 points for analog. And he is at 49 points to brottster's 31. But meanwhile, brottster is at room 8 and is getting to the point where he's gonna start gaining points. Let's get that audio over to brottster. And here we go, entering that right room. What is he gonna get here? That's a free room. Doesn't have a super or regular missiles to get that blinding 2,000 points on the right. That's another free room. So here we go. brottster is now gaining points at 1 point for him. Free power bombs. You always want those free power bombs and possible. There's a lot of rooms where if you kind of are in trouble, you don't know what to do, there's enemies in the way, you can lay that power bomb clear all out if you're worried, and that can solve your issues. This is grapple. Once again, we were talking about this. Grapple is kind of a dangerous item, especially if at this level, this kind of more casual level, X-Ray Hall could be an absolute disaster. Coliseum, absolute disaster. Those things are opened up by grapple. Once you get charged, Dragon. And Dragon is opened from the left and right doors as well. So you're not safe from Dragon the moment you find charge. It's kind of unfair. You could have absolutely nothing pretty much, and it will be available. But here we go. We have analog heading over and trying to get to that room 10 mark. And we have brottster already racking up 5 points here. So for those who don't know, let's get those rules on the screen. Remember, 1 point per room past 10, 2 points per room past 40. Runners are allowed to finish the last run that they are on. And, oh, you gotta kill Shaq Tool here. But Shaq Tool does not die to power bombs. And unfortunately, that room is actually not easy. Shaq Tool takes so many hits actually to kill with just P-shots, so even though that room typically is really good, with that specific loadout, no missiles, no supers, just P-shot, Shaq Tool is actually quite hard. It's actually quite hard. Even myself, if I try to shoot Shaq Tool with just P-shot, he usually gets like almost to the door by the time I'm able to kill him. So unfortunately, it's just getting caught without ammo in that situation is just kind of unfortunate, but brottster picks up a few points. I'm hoping I added the correct amount of points. Meanwhile, analog is in room 13 and is starting Bomb Chorizo. We have brottster hot on his tail, and here we go. Now, the interesting thing about this kind of matchup is it's just when you watch like extremely high level play of arcade, you might not think about some rooms as being room killers, right? A lot of these rooms might end up looking trivial to someone that is very experienced, a speedrunner that knows speedrun tech, right? But in this kind of situation where both these players are casual players, a lot more rooms that speedrunners might make look casual actually become like instant death rooms or very, very difficult rooms that are massive amounts of risk. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now, and it's hard to see in all necessary cases. But yeah, that's why I think for these players going right has even more power. And the reason for that is because just getting the beams, like if brottster had a beam there, if brottster had Spazer, brottster had wave beam, the Shack-Tool room would have been free points. It would have been free points, you get out of there and it would have been completely fine. But with the P-shot, you have to know how to like navigate the shots well, and you have to know how to like maybe morph under him and dodge him if you have to. It's just quite difficult. So here we go. We have Analog. Let's get the audio on Analog because he's on room 17 right now. Analog honestly just on fire right now, getting to massive rooms, getting near 40 right off the bat. But neither player has reached that elusive 40 mark. So yeah, as of right now, Analog taking a strong lead, and he's in room 18, racking up 8 points, now 9 points. And we have brottster entering that 10-point situation. But yeah, Analog also picking up that free E-Tank. Let's see if brottster can get the smooth, nice smooth, 2,000 points for brottster right there. Remember, every 10,000 points pre-room 50 will give you 40 seconds. And brottster does not have to do this. He can do it, okay, it's an option. He's got ice. He's got ice, so he can do this more safely. Without ice, obviously, it's quite difficult and to do it damages, but with the ice beam, the 2 free power bombs and the missile, that's something that brottster really wants to pick up, so he opts to do it. Not everyone will choose to do this necessarily. Oh, he went for the D-boost. Oh, brottster. Okay, all right. So he went for the D-boost, didn't quite get it, but that's okay. Right, not taking too much damage right now. And yeah, here we go. That's the power of the power bomb. So brottster obviously saw this room and he's like, oh crap, this is a bad situation. Lays the power bomb, full clears the room, gets the secret, gets out of here. That's why you want those power bombs early on. So also comes out with the Spazer. So Analog, room 25. But a little bit less well-equipped than brottster is. So let's see if brottster can make a big run on this run to kind of catch up to Analog's score. But we have our eyes on Analog right now. brottster falling in the Vile Plume. That's okay, as long as he's got the Spazer. He takes us a little bit slowly, he should be fine. And here we go, Analog getting through construction zone. Gotta make some tricky wall jumps. Yeah, when you break those blocks, you kind of have to form this little pathway to get through, and it's another menu room. Oh god, this might be one shot. It's a one shot for Analog, the menu room. Absolutely, it's called the Swiss cheese because there's a segment of the wall that looks like Swiss cheese with holes in it, but claiming Analog as another victim. 17 points gained for Analog at that point, so we are now at 66 points for Analog on the right. But meanwhile, we have brottster at room 17. Let's see if they can make the big run. brottster, I think, with 20 minutes left, really wants to see if he can make a big run here to kind of even it out, because Analog is taking a nice lead at this point. I do think Analog has gotten some nice rooms, but abruptly ending when he gets something like that. Now, it's a big deal when you get a room like Gauntlet. There might even be some thoughts of doing like a tactical reset. If you get Gauntlet at this stage, you know, if you get Gauntlet at like room 3, and you're not confident you can necessarily get through it, it might actually just be worth resetting, because it can be a huge amount of room time that you lose. brottster choosing to YOLO upwards. You don't get any points for that one, but honestly, pretty sick. I think one of the reasons is because you kind of need to lay the you want to go up here, brottster, if you can. At this point, you just got to go down. You got to dodge the ouches. Laying the power bombs he's got forward. He's not sure what he's getting himself into, but you're kind of at this. Oh, he's going to take the downward path. Ah, very, very good. Okay, so the 2 ouches down there are now dead. He's out of power bombs, but you can actually exit out the bottom right now. Don't really see that too often, but he did gain 2,000 points at the cost of his power bombs and gets through the room safely. And at this point, you're at room 20. You don't want to be resetting. Every reset with this rule set it hurts, because you have to go through 10 rooms before you even get points. So you want to stay on your run as long as possible, even if it means draining your power bombs. And so I think brottster made the wise decision there. That was a good play. And we have Analog kind of getting his way up to that room 10 if he can. Now we have grapple hitting brottster. So once again, like, you know, X-ray hall, some bad rooms that can come up. He could have chosen to get those missiles there, but he's got to go. He's moving, getting some nice free rooms here, getting some quick points. Analog still hasn't hit that 10 point. Now, there's the break free option. It's kind of an advanced technique, and these players are casual. So yeah, brottster not choosing to get the break free up there with the reserve. It would be really nice, but it is not easy tech to do. Really want to take care of brottster, you have to take care of this really carefully. Now here's the thing. brottster does not have a good way to get to the top here. Oh, get out of the fire. So he has to bomb jump. He needs to bomb jump. This is quite difficult for a casual player. Any slip at this point, 3 HP. Oh, doesn't quite make it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Analog is just navigating. He's flailing through the Crab Meridia tube. Gets through. 17 points gained for brottster right there. So here we go. brottster is now at 54 points. I am doing math in my head. I've never thought I would have to do math in my head to commentate a race, but that is the case right here. Meanwhile, Analog's at room 15. Now here's the thing. The big thing about this style of run, right, is it really does matter. Ooh, Analog taking a hit. Every room at this point matters so much for Analog because it takes so long to get that room 10, and you're not even guaranteed to get to room 10 because you can just die. You can get a hard room before room 10, not make it through, waste a lot of time. And I honestly think that gauntlet at, you know, when brottster got that room 5 gauntlet and then it was like, oh shoot, and then kind of had to get through it. I think that's kind of the difference at this point. 17 minutes left, but brottster is getting well equipped, and Analog is, you know, he is hurting right now. But every room that Analog can stay alive right at this point. Oh, brottster jumping past the crabs, makes it through. Every room that Analog gets through is really just sort of giving him more and more of an edge here because brottster is currently not gaining rooms and Analog is. So brottster shooting down those screes, heading over to the left, and oh, Analog almost running into the pile of Puyos. Those would have absolutely killed him at that point. Nice little heal up, but at 99 HP and room 20 with this multiplier, now a lot of things are killing you. I think that crab is gonna kill you if it touches you. The spikes do much less damage. The body of the cacks hurt way more. The cack might have actually killed Analog, but the spikes were completely fine. So we have brottster getting through that bomb chorizo. And yeah, I think that's another thing to consider. One of the reasons why it takes so long to get to that point, oh, gotta dodge those gamers. One of the reasons why it actually does take long to get to that room 10 in the first place is bomb chorizo is a very common room early game. So if you do have to restart, you're often going through the whole 40 shot fight of bomb chorizo as well. So yeah, I mean, just being able to stay alive, absolutely crucial. And we have Analog. There's one global crab. He's gonna wrap around. He's coming back down the left. Gotta take care of it, okay? So if Analog takes too long to get up here, that crab on the right is going to be coming down and hunting him from the bottom. Yeah, we saw him on the bottom of the camera there, but okay, I think, Analog, be careful! Okay, staying on the left side so the crab didn't get him. Probably made him panic a little bit, but yeah, here we go. We have 15 minutes and 40 seconds left for the runners. Analog at room 26, so really coming out swinging, a really powerful one at the start. Now brottster, watch out for that ouch. Okay, those ouches can sometimes immediately get back up if you want. There's one more fish that brottster's gotta dodge. Dodges the fish. Okay, he's probably just gonna wanna jump up here and ignore the fish. Well played by brottster. And we have Analog. He's going to take the top path here. 28 rooms, and we have brottster getting criteria power bombs. Oh, don't want to stay in there. Really probably wants to just take this really slowly. I think brottster's currently in a situation that he might want to just go very slowly and ensure, oh, takes the hit from the spike, 60 damage right into the acid, spells disaster for brottster right there, but does get 2 points, so brottster currently at 56 points, and we have Analog in one of the rooms, absolutely hated rooms. You have to do a tight wall jump. Analog, you need to get closer to the edge of the ledge there before you do the jump. If you want to make it, that's the issue. And it's easiest to do when the water is falling. That is good, Analog. Excellent way to get out there. The first jump was way too far from the ledge. You got to be on the last few pixels to make that jump. brottster has also said that that's one of his least favorite rooms. So definitely one of those rooms that, you know, you watch a speedrunner play it and you don't think too much of it, but it is quite difficult if you don't know exactly how to do it. So here we go. brottster, meanwhile, is heading over to Morph. And we have 14 minutes left for both of these runners. Remember, you are allowed to finish out the last run that you are currently on. So if you're in the middle of a run, we're not gonna make you stop right there. Analog wiggling down. Analog, one thing to note, if you're on the right side of that room and you just fall down on the right, you shouldn't hit that right pancake, you will be safe. Analog with the speed booster getting through. brottster heading up through that door. And Analog with 32 rooms. Extremely powerful showing. These crabs are a surefire way to get one shot, so brottster being extra careful here, making sure the crabs are either out of the way or dead, and that's what he does. At room 5, the key hunter shouldn't kill. It might just be worth ignoring them. Yes, they're worth 750, but ignoring them might be the right play here. And we have Analog. Is he looking to get the cleanser here? I think that's what he's trying to do. Gets the cleanser, nice. You have to kill the 2 waivers and the cack at the top, and then you lay the powerbomb in that spot. You get the secret, plus you kill everything. That crab, if Analog got through that room very quickly. And brottster, another difficult room. How is he gonna get through this? There's a Puyo on the left side that he's going through. Yes, the right side is the safer path. Now this is the hard part. Oh! Can he make the wall jump? Wow, well played by brottster. That's not an easy room to do if you are a casual. And brottster gets through that room. Analog is gonna go. Is he gonna go for impressive here? What's he gonna do? Is he going for it? He gets the impressive! Analog gets impressive. The 10,000 points instantly rewarded with one of the worst rooms you could possibly get. But oh my god, he gets the impressive D-boost? What am I watching? That was crazy. That's not easy to do. All right, but anyway, 39 HP. Analog, oh, don't stop on the, you gotta get up there. Oh, he's coming, Analog! 2 HP! 2 HP. You cannot touch the acid. Take your time, Analog. No! You touched the acid! But an amazing run by Analog nonetheless. Banking 28 points. 28 points banked for Analog, and he is at a whopping 94 points now. If I do the math incorrectly, please correct me, but that should be 98 points. Absolutely insane. Gets impressive in a run. I was like, what are you doing, Analog? Like, just freeze it. Wait, what are you doing? Are you going for impressive? Nails it. Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. All right, here we go. brottster entering the 10s rooms at 11, so is already currently at 1 point, and we have Analog trying to get that CWJ scam off the door. Always a little tricky. Nice, gets it right there. And we have brottster grabbing those power bombs. We have 11 minutes and 30 seconds left for both runners. And Analog gets that ice beam. Analog honestly playing out of his mind right now. Like, this is an incredible showing by him. But once again, we have to point out, brottster, you know, officially on the time, I think I wrote 53. brottster did say he actually has a 55 room point. So the thing is, one of the problems that brottster had is he sort of had some issues with, let's get brottster's audio up here. But brottster actually had some issues with his controller unplugging in, so he did get a 55, but didn't feel comfortable posting on the leaderboard because his controller disconnected, so he did a save state. And then he restarted the emulator, loaded the state, and then, you know, made sure that his controls were still working. He didn't feel comfortable posting on the leaderboard, so, technically he does have a 55 here, just not officially. But unfortunately, falling in the Valor Plume, opts to just leave right away. So here we go. And he gets grade. Oh, this is not easy. This is not a good start. brottster, if you're wondering how to do this little bomb jump, you have to lay the bomb, stand up, turn, and then morph to get propelled to the right. But honestly, you just gotta kind of get the shots you can off of Kraid. Make him stand up. Oh, Kraid might go for the poke. You're gonna have to go for charge shots at this point. Ah, gets poked in the leg. And brottster getting some tough rooms right now. 6 points for brottster. He is now at 62 points. And Analog with the strong lead gets through the, I think that's called the Cassius room. I'm not sure exactly, but that room is not easy. Makes it through, and Analog picks up the bombs, and here we go. Is currently at 2 points. We have 9 minutes and 40 seconds left right now. And yeah, never had him go up. Yeah, you have to get him with, I think at least 200 damage, or maybe over 100 damage. It's something around that range. But yeah, I think if you got the charge shot, and that might have considered making him stand up. All right, so this is definitely has been absolutely crazy. Obviously, Analog currently in the lead right now. That could still change. It's not over yet, but I think Analog, honestly, this is not. I don't think this has anything to do with brottster playing poorly or anything. I think this has to do with, I think Analog got some slightly better rooms. Which, you know, ooh, unfortunate Kegel for brottster right there. Oh, watch that crab. But I think Analog played incredibly well. Is playing very, very well right now. So watch out for that crab. Oh, brottster dodges the crab narrowly. Okay, so there's this one, and there's a fish, and the other crab, the global crab, is already making his way right, so he's completely safe at this point. And yeah, probably wants to go through that right door. Meanwhile, Analog finishes Mom Chorizo, rewarded with that high jump. And that's not good. Oh, just unfortunate situations all around for brottster to get that room with no beam immediately after getting health bombed essentially by touching a fish in a difficult room that is Main Street. That I would have died in that situation too, so I can't blame him for that. Meanwhile, we have Analog heading over, gets wave beam, and is in another good spot. So I just can't stress enough that Analog is playing very well. He's playing very well. I think he's getting some of the better rooms, but he's also playing very, very, very well. Very, very powerful play from Analog. But don't forget, I mean, in the end, arcade, it's all in good fun, but you know. Don't take everything too seriously, because arcade does have a lot of randomness. So I hope nobody like is thinking too hard about like, oh my god, like, you know, what's going on here? Oh, Analog, that might be a fatal mistake. Oh, dodges the crab. Now, here's the thing, when you have high jump boots, making that jump up there is extremely difficult, and you need to really kind of be on the edge of that ledge, otherwise you'll bonk. And then when you fall down the right side, you don't really know where you're gonna end up. Anyway, brottster is getting through Terminator. Oh, both players kind of getting through the same rooms exactly, but yeah, something Analog could consider is unequipping ice here if you really wanted to, but completely fine, doesn't have to do that, does cost real time anyway, and real time does matter in a race like this. We have 7 minutes remaining. Brottster quickly getting through that red pirate shaft, and Analog could have chosen to get the items down there, but opted not to. Oh my god! Analog sees the crab room, tries to dodge it with the speed, just uppercuts right into that crab and gets 14 points for that shot right there. So here we go. Analog now with 108 points. Cut short immediately by death of crab. Crab please in chat. And we have brottster making his run right now. Getting through some rooms, is currently at room 10. It looks like he's gonna get at least 1 point here because this room should be free for him. No risks here. We have Analog starting back on the ship. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remain. And brottster should be fine, is going to grab the secret as well as kill this cack. And here we go, just gotta watch out. There's 2 more cacks along the way. They've blended very well with the background, so you could consider that good art design because, yeah, it's actually really hard to see those cacks on the ground. And yes, Lunix, if they die before, 20 seconds before the time ends and they start the run, then it should count. Alright, Analog has taken his time, and he chooses to go to the down door. I think the right door is a little bit better because you get the beams. And the beams are going to really, really be helpful if possible. Obviously, you can get some bad rooms, but ultimately, if you get a really bad room, you could reset if you want to. You don't have that option here. Now, here's a situation where having a good beam is useful. brottster, I think, might have high jump. Analog takes a death. I didn't quite see what got him killed there, but Analog can continue. Room 4 does not get any points. And brottster unequipping high jump boots. Here we go. That's a wise decision. He did see this happen last time. He jumped into the spike and he got the full combo. Spike right into the acid for the instant kill. But here we go. Can he morph? He does not have morph. Does not have a morph. This shot doesn't do much. You probably want to just avoid everything else at this point, brottster. But yeah, at this point he's gonna really want to make sure to turn on the high jump boots because otherwise he's gonna have to do a lot more wall jumps along the top. Now there's something to be said with 5 minutes left. There's two kind of schools of thought here. brottster, I think you really want to turn on high jump boots here, but yeah, 2 schools of thought here. With 5 minutes, you could try to play reckless. You could try to play recklessly, and if you die and you have that extra run, if you start the run with 30 seconds left, you get to complete that run, so you could do that. Alternatively, you could try to just get like a PB on this run to really clench out that victory with the double points on the rooms past 40. But it's kind of up to him to decide. We have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left, and watch out for that crab. This is another difficult room. This one's always difficult. brottster chooses to kill a crab. You don't want to be too far on the right. You gotta be careful. An important tech to know in this kind of situation is if you're spinning and you shoot, you will actually cut your momentum going that way. If you like turn, if you spin jump and immediately shoot, you won't like drift in that one direction. Let's see if Analog can get through. He does have grapple, so he can pull out the grapple and maybe upshot these pancakes if he wants to get the kill. That is an option. Analog could try to just kill this pancake with the grapple if he wants to. It's tough. But he breaks the spin. Oh, recovers. Managed to get the recovery. And yes, okay, Analog. So Analog does pull out the grapple and kills the pancake. He could kill this pancake up here if he wants to for free points, but it's not necessary. brottster, meanwhile, room 21. brottster wants to make this one count. Either make this one count or go hard and die. Go die with a minute left so you get an extra run. I think that's the play here. So here we go. brottster's being a little bit extra careful. He needs one super. Only 10 damage, but the bug, oh my gosh, jumps the bug. I think the bugs would have hurt a lot. So brottster gets through. Analog, expertly getting, oh no, okay, so he was in the top right and fell to the right, that's good. Analog probably panicked with a little bit from the crab right there. But here we go, Analog now with 1 point. brottster currently with 13. brottster's gonna have to make this run count if he goes. Is he gonna go for a YOLO? He's going for the YOLO. Let's see, room 24 goes for the YOLO, and he hasn't had bombs until now. He's got bombs now. All right, so here we go. brottster with the YOLO into the bombs room, free 500 points, room 24, 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. If brottster does not die anytime soon, he has to make this run count. This run is where he needs to pop off if he wants to take that victory from Analog. And not only that, Analog at this point, he kind of needs Analog to not pop off, because if Analog also pops off, then brottster's gonna have to go for a PB if he wants to potentially take that win off of Analog. So here we go. We have 3 points for Analog so far. We have 26 points soon for brottster after this. brottster's going for the YOLO. 26. brottster has, no, he's dead. He's dead. He is dead. brottster told me the other day that he has never died to a YOLO. So he decided to YOLO right there. Dies. I told you, brottster, you can die to YOLOs. It does happen. All right, so 78 points for brottster. Here we go. We have Analog at 15, and he's going to get 6 points after this. We have a minute and 42 seconds left. This might very well be the last run for both players. Let's see what happens. brottster with the YOLO. You have to respect the YOLO. You have to respect it. Now here we go. We got the missile. We got room 18 for Analog. Nice. The E-Tang is always really nice. I think especially at this level of play, you've seen we get rooms like alpha power bombs, where if they just had a little bit extra health, they could have just kind of flung themselves at the little yellow boyons and survived. But unfortunately, they would have 19 HP, and they're like, I don't know how to get past this. Because the way to get past it is you have to do like a bottom wall jump morph over them. Otherwise, you won't survive. So unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. So every E-Tank that you can get, if it's free at this stage of the game, if you're doing this sort of mode at a casual level, I think is gigantic. Much more than some of the previous ones we've seen. So different things are much more highly valued, I think, at different levels, and E-Tanks is one big one. So Analog quickly picking up that super. We got 2 power bombs for brottster. As we saw, brottster went out of his way to pick up those extra power bombs, and he made good use of them. So yeah, brottster, if you're wondering how you can get that smooth down there, you just have to do a really quick spin jump. Like you just tap that jump button, and then you hold left, and you should be able to make it. All right, with 20 seconds left. Oh, Analog, be careful. Don't want to take that death here. Is unequipping Ice Beam, is going for the Moonfall. Gets that Moonfall, well played. And let's see if brottster can get the smooth. Nice smooth for brottster. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, 1 second left. Everyone, brottster and Analog, this is your final run. Make it count, because this is your last run. Make it count. We're gonna have to see brottster pop off here because Analog has been playing so powerfully, and we're gonna have to see Analog. Not only are we gonna see Analog brottster pop up, we're gonna have to actually see Analog potentially take an early death, because if he pops off, brottster's gonna need like 100 rooms potentially. So here we go. Quick speed booster for brottster, and we have Analog. Is this going to be the end of him? Room 26, X-Ray Hall. A really difficult room that even some of the best arcade players regularly die in. Has enough damage to tank a waiver hit. Gets through. Now, these fire fleas actually don't hurt much. They don't hurt much. It might even be worth deboosting them or just hitting them. You cannot kill them with the grapple. Just don't touch the spike switch through 60. Don't touch the spike switch through 60. Analog gets through. Don't let the waiver hit you on the way out. 26, and he gets through. Room 27's got the spazer. And brottster with 17 rooms, 18 rooms now, free room for brottster. Analog is getting through 28 points. Very well played by Analog to get through that room. brottster's gonna score a quick 3,000 points with this power bomb, and is gonna get a health refill. Very well played, wise choice. And we have, no, Oh, Analog gets hit by the facehugger, the Fune, and gets one shot. 30 rooms for Analog for 20 points for a grand total of 128 points for Analog. What does that mean for brottster? How many points? Brottster is going to need 50 points to knock this out of the park. That means brottster needs to get, I believe, he needs to get to room 50. He needs to get to room 50 to tie, and 51 to beat Analog. So make a count, brottster. This is your time to shine. Take a deep breath, and let's watch brottster finish out this final run. Analog, I cannot believe you got impressive. That's so impressive, actually. Oh no, brottster immediately getting that charge beam. At this point, if brottster is not comfortable with doing Fantoon, he may want to consider going hard on the left doors, because it's it's not a good situation to be in. The left doors will avoid the two bosses that are currently available in play. Brottster does have speed booster, so if he wants, he can store a spark to make sure he gets down there a little bit more safely. Or not store a spark, but... Is he gonna YOLO? He's YOLOing! He's YOLOing! Alright, room 23. And is opting to go for the blinding on the right side. Alright, here we go. Nice 2,000 points for brottster. He gets the plasma room. Now, here's the thing. Does he have high jump? I don't think brottster has high jump. Can he do this room, the speed in this room, without high jump beams? Because that's something that, you know, when people were first starting, even speedrunners weren't really sure how to do this. So can he do this, or is he gonna go for the bomb jump? Now, if he gets the short charge, what he needs to do is he actually needs to gain a little bit of run speed to go across. Okay, he's opting not to go. He is going to go for the bomb jumps. He's gonna start at the bottom. This is one of those rooms that is not easy at all for a beginner. It's not even easy for a speedrunner. if any of you are used to watching Oats and Emmett, Oats often calls this the Emmett room because, you know, Emmett has to get through here with just bomb jumping to the top, and is not a huge fan of that. So what's going on here? brottster, you just have to make sure that you kind of don't move the D-pad at all, and yep, and just a little slower on that rhythm, and you can probably make it up here. Try to lay that bomb at the low part of the that bottom grass patch, and you might be able to make it up there. So lay that bomb a little bit earlier. Nice, right there. Yes, and then try to rhythmically do it right before you land on the previous bomb. Okay, he is going for the short charge. Let's see if he can do this. It's not that easy. Oh, kind of almost got that right there. Ah, this is just a tough room to get through. Ah, he's so close. But here's the thing. If he gets the short charge. Can he get the short charge? If he can get the he gets the short charge. Oh, he breaks spin. Unfortunately, breaks spin. Oh, if he gets the short charge, he has to run. Oh, he has to run a little bit, and then he has to get the wall jump to get to the top, and it might not even be worth doing that angle spark. You might just have to spark up somewhere and pray that you don't get killed by the top pirate. So it's just so tough to do this. Oh, the controller's unplugged. Okay. All right, so unfortunately, brottster is going to end it right here. And honestly, it's a tough room to get through. But 24 rooms, he is now at 14 points, and that brings him to a grand total of 92 points. GG's to brottster. Brottster, are you ready? Yes, sir. All right. Here we go. The countdown is about to begin. We got the gambas in. The runners are ready. Countdown 10. Off we go. Analog is up 1-0. brottster can absolutely bring this back. It's arcade. And off we go. We got the rules up. Analog's got his map station. I don't really know what's happening there. But here we go. Sorry, just wanted to double check something, and here we go. Ooh, Analog with the good start right now. brottster immediately getting the bombs. Analog getting the Spazer Beam, and a free room, the refill room. He chooses to pick up the 750 points. So right off the bat, like, not only does Analog have Spazer, but he has it for the BT fight. So this fight for Analog is gonna go so much quicker than for brottster. brottster has to shoot 40 times effectively, right? I don't know how much more damage Spazer does, but this fight goes so much faster with the Spazer Beam. So already Analog with the small lead, but obviously it really doesn't mean much. Everything can change in the span of one room. So here we go. brottster's making his way up here. We have Analog making his way. What room is he gonna get right now? Neither player has more. Oh, right off the bat. Oh, be careful. Analog takes a hit from the pancake. You need either spin jump or hold left. At the early stages of the room, as long as you hold left, you're fine. Even if you fall, no down back, no spin jump, you're fine. But in this case, Analog tried to get the kill. The pancakes take too much out. Oh my God. He zigzagged back and forth and he's out. Analog once again getting crabbed. Crab pleases in chat. And we have brottster. Now, just like that, brottster immediately in a good position to take this early lead. But here we go. Like, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. If you have to be able to, if you want to really try to make sure you're safe in that room, you need to start by, during the door transitions, you have to stare at the doors, because if you see all the doors disappear, you know that's the crab room, and you can immediately angle to stop on a dime and then just spin jump back to the left and to stay safe. But if you kind of like, underwater physics gets really weird. So if you get confused and you start pressing left and right, you're gonna start boomerang back and forth, and that's what happened to Analog, and that caused him to death. And we have brottster already at room 10. So every room from this point on is a point. brottster basically scoring 1 point, is currently in the lead, and Analog has to get a bunch of wall jumps. This room is not that quick, so it has to get a bunch of wall jumps. Oh, Analog breaks spin in the middle, so Analog has to be very deliberate about pressing left and right without pressing up or down to accidentally break the spin, especially if you do it at the top. That would be catastrophic time loss right there. And Analog makes it up, and we have brottster attempting to do a YOLO, but 3 points from brottster. Analog is still making it through the rooms. All right, so Analog in kind of a sketchy situation. Spazer should be able to kill this, and he does. brottster should have maybe considered grabbing that E-tank. We talked about the value of these early E-tanks. If you want to get to like room 50, even picking up one extra E-tank will keep you a lot safer from that room's 10 to 30 range. So I think it might have been worth grabbing that E-tank, but brottster chooses not to, grabs that secret. Meanwhile, Analog gets this morph, and I almost called it the morph beam, but yeah. So brottster with full health grabs the secret and is going to heading out. brottster has no beams. He really wants to take some right doors to try to pick up some beams, because once again, when you have P-shot and you're trying to play this game, it's horrible. Especially the rooms. Oh, brottster is going for the YOLO and out of here. Room 19 YOLO. Right into Bob Chorizo. Oh no, brottster, he's gonna hit you. Get out. Okay, he's fine. Another 40-shot fight. So brottster's obviously in a really good spot right now. Analog has to kind of get through this tough room right here, but these are a time sink. It's a time sink. There's no other way to really put it. It's another 40 shots to bomb Chorizo. It's gonna take him a while. So let's see. Analog is choosing to go down this path. This is an optional room, but your reward down here is to grab a secret that's worth 2,000. And you get a super missile and a regular missile. So Analog choosing to get this. Let's hope that he knows how to get down here, get out of here. But yeah, brottster grabs the missile, and yes, okay, Analog knows that he has to do that little down grab at the end. So that's some Super Metroid speedrunning tech that Analog has learned over the years. And here we go. Gotta watch out for any sort of crab. Oh, don't stand too far on the left side, Analog. Okay, is able to kill it, has to morph along the wall. Okay, so because he skyballed that morph, that's why he was able to make it. But if you want to kind of land in that hole while morphing and falling downwards, you need to be up against that wall to ensure it, essentially. And brottster, looks like he was trying to store a spark or something like that, but doesn't quite get that. That's fine, he's gonna get through the door. Once again, it's another left door. You're not gonna get a beam out of a left door. We have Ice Beam and we have Spazer for analog right now. So yeah, brottster's out of here. Oh, analog is in kind of an awkward spot right now. He could lay a power bomb. That might be the smartest thing to do here. It is 2,000 points. You get 500 per each beat-tom kill, so it's quite a lot of points right now. Meanwhile, oh, brottster just getting morph. So a lot of the rooms were a little bit easier because you can't, yeah, some of the harder rooms kind of open up once you start getting morphed. So yeah, 24 rooms for brottster. Meanwhile, analog at 13, now 14. brottster YOLOing out of here. He's YOLOing everything. He's gonna kill that bug right now. Should be able to get through this room. You know what? I don't want to say anything too early because he only has that P shot. He has to deal with this hopper that's on the way. Okay, does take care of that. Meanwhile, analog's making short work with his good beam against this bomb Torizo. Ooh, takes a hit right there. brottster takes that hit. brottster does not have a good way. Okay, opposite just grabbed the secret and then he's gonna go off of that. But room 27, already racking up tons of points here. This is looking really good for brottster. These fire fleas, they actually give big healths pretty much every single time. They drop power bombs typically, but with no power bomb. Ooh, analog getting a tough room. Okay, so analog's gonna have to wait for this room to. On the way to the left, it's a little bit easier, but he does not want to take damage because the problem is he might not, I don't think he wants to use the power bomb here. He doesn't want to use the power bomb here. Okay. This is a difficult spot that analog is currently in. However, I'd say the most complex part for a beginner is the final section here because there's 2 rows of columns and analog is having some trouble here. It's really looking tough. Oh, this is not an easy room for brottster. This is not going to be easy for brottster. I think brottster could have considered just laying bombs, and we have a double KO. So what we have right now is we have brottster with 21 points, and we have analog with 6 points. So brottster taking a very, very strong early lead, and now analog is going to have to play down from a 15-point deficit. This is kind of similar to, it's kind of becoming similar to what happened to analog and brottster game 1, except it's reverse. So in brottster's case, if he wanted to do that room very slowly, he could have just ran along the bottom and just laid bombs. Because sometimes the hoppers will actually go ahead and just kind of full swoop. Won't hit you when you're morph, you're safe at that point. But he could have laid bombs and just tried to kill all 3 laying bombs running back and forth. That's a possibility that he could have done. Because the unmorph strat is for a more casual player is quite difficult. Even for experienced players, it's not easy. In analog's case, what he wanted to do is try to make it through the columns without using that power bomb, and then saving the power bomb for the last section, and you just lay it anywhere like near the back, and that way you don't have to do this. You don't have to get into the situation where you're wall jumping along the left wall, doing these massive amounts of tiny wall jumps to stay out of the acid, because there's no safe spot on the back end of the gauntlet. So those are 2 quite difficult rooms, and that might be the most effective way to approach it with the resources they had. But here we go. brottster currently on room 9, bomb Torizo, and we have analog at room 5 with BT. So both players with VP shot are gonna have to do 40 shots. Technically, analog could BT skip by grappling onto bomb Torizo and getting kicked out of the door. Obviously, you can soft lock for something like that, so it's kind of more of a meme than anything, but you know, in theory, it is an option. All right, so high jump for analog. I think analog also picked up speed booster early on, so high jump plus speed booster way more comfy than speed booster with no high jump. And oh my god, can analog do it? This is the pants room, one of the hardest rooms, considered one of the most difficult rooms prior to arcade being a competitive thing. And yeah, this is tough. Analog's gonna have to jump up there, he's gonna have to kill the rightmost thing, and then as he falls, oh, he does have the extra health. He's spamming the grapple. He's gotta kill the worm. Gotta spam down. Oh my god, is he gonna do it? There's one more worm at the bottom. If he hugs the right side, he's fine. Analog gets through! Analog gets through! Because it's before room 10. He was able to take one hit and he survived it. He survived it, gets through. That was insane. Analog could have made it through because those spikes don't hurt that much, but understandably not risking it right now. But Analog makes it through the pants room, even with the extra hit. Amazing that he was able to get through that. Absolutely impressive. I have to hand it to him. That was really, really cool. All right, so brottster, wow, very well played. Shoots the 2 pirates with missiles, so he doesn't have to do 6 shots to kill them. Saving a good bit of time. That's a good use of those missiles. When you have this sort of ammo, oftentimes you need to think about like what's the best use of these missiles, because sometimes you could trade in a missile or a super or something like that for 750, and that's decent. It's an option, but you have to maybe consider situations like that, or if you use a missile, you're saving 1 missile for you're saving 6 shots, 5 shots apparently, basically. So yeah, well played by brottster to use those missiles. And oh my god, okay, Analog does have high jump and speed, so he can get through this room. And this is an extremely good beam, so let's see how he approaches it. It's still not trivial, especially if you're a more casual player. Let's see how he chooses to get through this. The wall jump with high jump is off the left wall is not that easy. Is he gonna go for the short charge? Looks like he's gonna try to get the short charge here. Ooh. It's another tough one. Okay, we'll see Analog gets through this. We have brottster heading through the Terminator, room 20. Okay, Analog is gonna go for the wall jump. Oh, almost got it. Has to be a little bit lower. Wow, okay, Analog. Unfortunately, the pirate's a little bit off screen, so, okay, kills the pirate. He's gonna have to do this wall jump again. Gotta find that right spot, the right sweet spot. Delayed, wow, absolutely pro. That is the same wall jump in the room that is aptly known as the worst room in the game. So it's not the most trivial wall jump, but Analog making short work of it. Now, even though he's got this really strong beam, he's got to be careful. You don't want to just like accidentally die. Oh, don't go for that one, Analog. Don't go for it. Oh god, where is he going? He makes it through. If you want to safely go for that, you want to turn high jump off. That would make it much easier. Otherwise, that jump is extremely precise. Very precise. Meanwhile, we have brottster. Oof, brottster, please take this a little bit slowly. You're in a really good situation here. And along with 18 rooms and brottster with 22, the last thing you want to do right now is take a death and your opponent is able to just cruise into the 30s. That would definitely even it out. Brottster wants to maintain the lead that he has right now. Okay, so we have this situation again, and brottster is going to have to bomb jump out. He gets this room again. He gets into the situation again, and he has no speed booster, no option for that, so it's gonna have to be a bomb jump. It's gonna have to be a bomb jump. He's gotta clear this all out. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, the pirates are hopping back and forth. That's never fun. You don't want to be seeing that. There's one more pirate up there. And here we go. Face the direction that you would like to fall. And the bomb jump should start at the bottom of that that vine on the right that you see. All right, so Analog finally picking up that morph. And we have Analog zooming through room 75, a little bit higher on the bomb lay, and that should work. And let's see if Analog almost touching the... Analog, you gotta be careful, you don't want to touch... No, the acid! Oh no, so unfortunate. That's why sometimes we do the jump morph. Let's see if brottster can get through here. Meanwhile, we got 16 points for Analog. So we're at 22. Oh no, brottster unfortunately taking the fall, but it looks like he's kind of got the rhythm down for the bottom part of it. So let's see, as long as he can kind of make it to the top, as long as he makes it to the top, he just has to make sure on the final bomb lay he just holds left if he makes sure he clears the platform by a good amount. Just a little bit higher and he should make it. These IBJs for casual are not the easiest thing, but we have Analog going ahead. Meanwhile, remember, brottster is still on a hefty lead. Ooh, brottster, if you slow that down just a little bit more, you'll have probably a little bit more success. Let's see if brottster can do this. If he can't, it's okay. He still has a solid lead. We have Analog starting the BT fight. Let's see if brottster can do this. He got very close a few times already. Oh, it's looking tough. Yeah, after the first bomb, the second bomb, he really wants to have it a little bit, like, kind of, you want to lay the subsequent bombs just above where the first bomb explodes, if that makes sense. Yeah, that was pretty close, yeah. Fortunately, it looks like brottster is going to end up timing out on this one. But it did look much better towards the end, so if he gets this room again, perhaps he'll be able to do it. One of the issues is, because brottster's first bomb is like so much higher than the first one, he's effectively doing a double bomb jump at the beginning, which results in only a 3-frame window, a very precise third bomb to get back up. But that's a good attempt from brottster. I didn't quite see, which room was that? Can someone let me know what happened right there? Runners are allowed to watch the stream error. Unfortunately, Analog dies at room 10, so doesn't get any points right there. 23. Okay, so we have 34 points for brottster, and Analog takes the death. So here we go. We have a 12-room lead from brottster. Based on what I'm seeing right here, we're seeing the crab please. So clearly, brottster or Analog got crabbed. And here we go. Getting a little bit of lag right here. Let's see if we can reload these real quick. And we'll keep the audio as of right now. We'll keep it. We were watching brottster for a bit. So let's get Analog's audio this time. So Analog at room 3. About to get crabbed again. Oh no, the crab, please. The crab's really coming out for Analog. Right off the bat. All right, we're getting the audio back over to brottster. Here we go. brottster on the Metroid fight. Crab please is in chat. All right, 28 minutes remaining for both runners. brottster currently at a 12-room lead. And with that ice beam, that DPS on Bomb Chorizo, much quicker than it would be with just the P shot. And yes, the runners are allowed to get advice, listen to the stream, watch each other stream. And it's in fact, it is very encouraged to do that in this sort of situation. So here we go. Nice Billy Mays room for brottster. Grabs 2 sets of missiles. With Analog, make sure you want to go very far left or very far right, or else you'll hit that crab. And is making it through to the right. Chooses the down door. Now, if I were Analog, I would probably opt to go for the right doors. Because some of the down doors can be a little bit difficult or a little slow. That's not the room that brottster wants. Now, don't take damage from the spikes. The waivers don't hurt you right now. So if you have to take damage from the waivers, it's fine. Just don't let the spikes get you. And don't let that yapping maw get you. Also, if you face plant into the fire fleas, they don't hurt you much at all either. So the enemies don't hurt you, it's the spikes that you don't want to touch. If you get hit by an enemy at this stage, it's fine, because yeah, 4 damage doesn't even hurt you. The spikes do 60, which will 2-shot you, so you gotta be careful. And brottster makes it through room 10, so brottster will almost certainly make it through this room unless he shoots the Kago and the Kago kills him somehow. And we have Analog. Oh, his favorite room. Analog managed to avoid the crabs. Don't get him this time. No crab please for him. All right, we have brottster getting through this room. So currently scoring 2 points. Analog currently scoring 1 point at room 11. And brottster is going to go to the left door here. Meanwhile, Analog grabs the high jump boots. And Analog is rewarded with the speed booster. Meanwhile, we have brottster making his way up to the top. He can use a space jump if he wants. If he finds that a little bit easier, he can make his way up there. But honestly, sometimes if you're used to not using space jump and then you try to use it, sometimes it could end up going worse. Analog has to get out of there. Quickly realized he didn't have the sufficient things to deal with it, and Analog immediately getting plasma once again. So here we go. What sort of movement does he have? It looks like he's got speed plus high jump, so he has shown once again that this wall jump for him is very, very doable. Let's see if he can get this wall jump. But One of the problems with Plasma, he's trying to get the short charge. Let's see how many attempts he does this before he just gives it 1 or 2 attempts and then goes back to the wall jump. Something that he's very used to. The tried and true method, very well played by Analog. And brottster though, here's the thing. Plasma's really good. It's a really good item. But the room itself can be kind of hard with your loadout, and it takes time. So in all this time that Analog took to get that Plasma, yes, it's gonna assist him in these rooms, but brottster is currently at 19 rooms to Analog 16. So that's something to consider. It could especially consider so brottster has Bomb Torizo on Analog as well. 12 room advantage, and is currently ahead on the rooms. Doesn't have the Plasma, has to watch out for that crab, but you know, no problem there. Is gonna pick up the health. And yep, there you go. Oh, brottster just had to, yep, he's gonna get that down grab. For any like casuals, that's an important room to know. You have to do a down grab to get to the top. That shrinks Samus's hitbox, and that's how you can grab onto that ledge. A normal jump won't cut it, if anyone was curious. So that is why brottster does know how to get through that room. There are some rooms that they do know how to get through due to their experience in playing a little bit of arcade. But keep in mind, these are two casual Super Metroid players. And so far, they're performing extremely well. So here we go. One of the things brottster might want to consider is you could just take damage from the Gray Gamer. It's okay. The Red Pirate is what you don't want to get hit by, because that will take you out. So here we go. Watch out for the crab. And he's good. brottster's gonna want to get this. He wants to be flush against. Nope, didn't quite make it. So it's okay. Doesn't need the super. It's not required. Now the pirate's gonna get out of the way. Oh, that was a little dangerous, but yeah, brottster's got this. Meanwhile, Analog, room 24. Analog's catching up. Will we see a situation? brottster's gotta jump. Oh my gosh, barely, just by the hairs on his leg, gets away from that crab. Don't angle shot. I think brottster's want to shoot straight here. He wants to shoot straight. Because, yes, there's crabs in the way. Now, these final crabs at the top are what he has to deal with. brottster, or Analog, wants to make sure that crab that's escaping him on the right is what he has to be worried about, because it's global. brottster, with this full PRKD beam combo, should make short work of everything in here. And Analog immediately catching up, only 1 room behind, but brottster does have that 12 room advantage. brottster does now get speed booster quickly in. Analog is just 1 room behind on this current run. Now, here's the thing. Ooh, does Analog not have morph? Does he not have morph? If he doesn't have morph, that might be why he couldn't morph in time, but it might have also just been that it was so quick. So Analog racking up the points right now. He's gonna give that a shot, and then Analog is gonna, with this, he kind of took a few extra shots and killed a bunch of pirates on the wall, so on his way down, he should be safe. Oh, break spin, brottster gets a YOLO off, room 31 YOLO. These players are getting very, very close to the 40 room mark. So even though brottster has this 12 room lead, if these players get to room 40, everything can flip, everything can change. Meanwhile, Analog is taking his sweet time, making sure he doesn't take any extra hits. The multiplier at room 30 is a thing. So things that might not have killed him earlier, that was a lot of damage right on Analog right now. Extra health at this point is probably a very important thing. So that's the thing. Analog also has E-tanks on brottster. Analog's feed cut out. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully we can get Analog's feedback. No, Analog's game crashed. Analog's game crashed. That's so unfortunate. Does anyone know? Can anyone clip that and see what Analog's room count is so that we can add that to his total? But unfortunately, Analog's games crashed. Analog, hopefully you can reset that as soon as possible and get through. But we'll add your current time on there. But oh, that's an unfortunate thing to happen. All right, so room 33 for brottster. brottster now, after getting that smooth bonus, is equipping everything back on. And brottster, or Analog, finished at room 31, meaning he gets 21 points for that run. And he is now at room 43 points. So, currently ahead of brottster, but brottster has 25 points currently banked up. And is he gonna go for the clipping? Okay, so brottster is gonna maybe attempt the clipping here. Let's see if he can get that. Or maybe he just wants the up door. Let's see how he approaches this. He's gotta watch out though. He's gotta watch out. There is a ghost that could spawn near him. Oh, it's a tricky trick. Oh, gets the clipping. Watch out for that ghost. Dodges it, 30,000 points. All right, well played by brottster. And here we go. The spikes are always a little bit scary. Both players in the same room right now. And here we go. So brottster has to watch out for the snail. Is the snail gonna be here? Yeah, get out of there. Oh, watch out. He's coming. Watch out for Gary. All right, so Analog on the BT fight. And brottster at room 39. He's at room 39, very close to the multiplier. Watch out for that crab. He's on his way up. And watch out for that fish on the bottom. Don't want to touch that. You really want to get that 39 multiplier. If brottster can get this 39 multiplier, that might potentially seal the deal for a game 3, because this is a huge lead that brottster is going to pick up here. All right, so we are at room 41. At this point, every additional room for brottster, starting from now, is going to be 2 points. So brottster, with his current loadout, is getting 32 points at the moment. If he were to reset right here, that's 32 points that he would be gaining. brottster wisely unequipping the high jump. Realized last time the high jump made him jump into those spikes and instantly took to death. So for this race, that's a very smart play to do. And oh, immediately getting hit with the gauntlet. It's a tough room. He's got a minute to get through this room. It's not an easy room. Meanwhile, Analog has hit the 10-point mark, so he is currently at 1 point. brottster is probably going to want to consider just using the power bombs here. What he'll want to do now is not be in the lava. Probably wants to freeze this guy, and he does not want to use a power bomb here. Does not want to use the power bomb here. Oh my goodness. He's going for it. He's going for it. 4 HP. 4 HP. brottster, this is a 2. If you get through, it's 2 rooms. You don't want to rush this part. You want to let the acid go down. If you don't let the acid go down, now if he squeezes through, oh, his foot touches the acid. Oh no, he rushes it a little bit. He was a little antsy on the last part, but with 42 rooms, brottster adds 34 points to his time. He doubles his points, and he is now at 68 points to Analog's 43. Analog has to make this count. He's at 13. There's a lot of things gonna happen here. Here's the thing. Analog is down 25 points. But as we've seen before, we've seen these players, have some tough rooms at room 6, 7. If brottster gets like a BT at 5, gets gauntlet at 6, takes a death, that's a huge amount of time lost. And if Analog can carry this to room to a 30, if Analog carries this run to 35 and brottster takes a bad death at room 9 after losing some time, that's a reset. We're at a wash. So it's not over yet, but brottster absolutely, with the 40, getting the bonus points, has secured a nice hefty lead. So brottster just at this point wants to be consistent. He wants to play for consistency to make sure that even if he loses time to Analog, if he loses rooms to Analog, he maintains it, because what he doesn't want to do is just not gain any more rooms from this point on. That's going to be the most important thing. So here we go. We have Analog at room 18, cooking up a good run here. He's now at room 19, gets the high jump boots. And we've seen Analog capable of getting some difficult rooms. I mean, we've seen Analog get impressive. Nobody knew what impressive was until like months ago, except the developers essentially. So absolutely well played. But both players putting on such a good show. We have 16 minutes and 40 seconds left on this race. And right now in favor of brottster, looking like a potential game 3. Oh, this is good. This is good. All right, here we go. It's the room 6 Bob Terizo. It's the room 6. Does he get, I don't think, wait, does brottster have morph? It's the crab room. It's the crab room. Watch out. No, it's the crab room. I'm sorry. It is the commentator's curse. It's the commentator's curse. That's the thing. I knew immediately it was the crab room because I could quickly see the doors all disappeared. And when that happens, any other thing in Super Metroid, that's not typically something you think about. Maybe in some randomizer modes, you can acknowledge, oh, I found like a certain boss when you go through a certain door. So in Super Metroid, you're not usually thinking, what does the door transition look like? But in arcade, it's a very unique circumstance. Well played, nice Alcatraz from Analog. It's a unique circumstance where you need to keep an eye on what the door looks like when you go through. Because if all the doors disappear, then there's 2 rooms at least going to the left that are like that, right? And that's gonna be the right after baby skip, and it's going to be the crab tube. So if you know that it's the broken tube with the 4 crabs, you want to just stop on a dime and you want to just spin jump out of there, just 180 immediately. That's the best way to approach it. Analog, once again, that's a reserve room, but the break free is quite difficult, so opts not to go for it. But here we go. This is what I'm talking about. brottster took that death, has not been gaining any rooms. Analog is cooking a good broad, gets 18 points right now. So right now, if Analog gets the 35, tied up as long as if brottster wasn't getting any points. So brottster, the most important thing for him is to just make sure that he's not taking any like unnecessary deaths, and he can just keep building time so the gap does not close. That's the most important thing for him right now. And so he gets bomb Torizo again. That's good in this situation because he's got a beam. It should be a little bit quicker. Lining up at the right spot. So yeah, the proper lineup for him right now. And Analog going ahead. He's got the charge. He's going to go ahead and grab a few items along the way. And here we go. Analog's got to be a little bit careful. He's on that room 30. Things are going to start hitting really hard here, so just wants to make sure he doesn't take an accidental death. This is crucial for Analog. brottster is playing to keep an advantage at the right now. Oh, watch out! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't believe he survived there. That was really important for brottster to stay alive there. Ooh, it takes a hit. As long as you kill the things down here, you should recover your health. It's just a little bit of a time loss, but that's not a big deal. But just crazy plays all around. brottster narrowly avoiding death because at that point, dying in room 9, that's so unfortunate. It would be really bad. So right now, here's the thing. We're talking about Analog hitting room 35 and tying it up, but here we go. brottster's gaining points now. So brottster is not letting Analog close the lead at this point. That's what we need to see right now. Analog with 33 rooms. If he gets to 40 though, and the multiplier happens, that even if brottster starts keeping up Analog in rooms, Analog's gonna keep building points up, and Analog does want to go for that PB. He said out here he wants the PB if he can. So he's out here. This is another room that he should be a little bit safe at. Now keep in mind, one of the things that we've seen a lot of people, we've seen a lot of these runners die, you know, room 11, room 10, room 20, right? Now we're kind of seeing the effect of getting to these room 30s, room 40s. The multiplier of damage multiplier is very, very significant. It's absolutely like things that they have gotten hit before. We've seen Analog get hit by the flies, the Meridia flies that normally one shot, but they did 60, right? If he gets that room again, he's definitely dying on a hit. So it's room 35. We got effectively an 8 lead for brottster. If Analog can get into the 40s, then he's doubling the rooms of brottster at this point. So at this point, I would say Analog has definitely closed a good amount of the gap. And so both players have to play quite hard here at this point. So here we go. We have, brottster gets some health back right there. Analog can't get the cleanser efficiently in this room, so he should probably take off. This is a close race. I'm actually very excited to see this. Analog has to be really careful. Sometimes you get scammed by those bugs. I wouldn't have felt comfortable even going over that in the first place. Okay, Analog. This short charge, does he even have speed booster? No, he doesn't. So he has to bomb jump at the end. So what Analog needs to do is take this slowly. He needs to make sure that he doesn't fall into the acid at all. And he needs to get a Analog, don't be careful. He needs to get a really difficult rhythmic bomb jump to the top. brottster, crab room. Yes, wise play. Kill that crab to get out of here. And he's out. I think he's out on time. Is Analog double bomb jumping? Oh my goodness. Oh, Analog, he's trying his best to get out of here. But this room, even if he gets through this room, it does take a lot of time. Oh, Analog, this double bomb jump is it's way harder than doing the single bomb jumps. No, very few people actually go for double bomb jumps here, but maybe Analog, this is like the only way he knows how to do it. You kind of want to just lay the bomb jump, like, I mean, let's see if you can do it, but the problem is with the double bomb jump, the first 2 that you get is usually easy. The subsequent ones after the first two. The third after the first two, it's like a 3-frame window. So that's the problem. So Analog looks like he gets those two, but the third one is actually very tight. No! Oh, brottster, unfortunately, was trying to store a spark, but takes a hit there. It dies at room 16, but at this point, it looks like Analog is kind of losing a lot of time in this room, and we have 16 points. Well, that was 26 rooms, right? So that's 74 points, 84 points for brottster, and we have Analog getting through that room. What happened there? He just did Analog make it through? Analog's at room 40. What happened? Did he make the bomb jump up there? Is that what just happened? He did it? I didn't even get to see. I can't believe I missed it. Well played by Analog, and he is at the multiplier. He's at the multiplier. Every one of these rooms are worth 2 points. Analog currently has 40. He's got 40. He's got 32 points that are coming into play very soon right now. brottster needs to keep it up. brottster needs to get to room 10 right now. Analog is now out of time. Unfortunately, the bomb jumps did take a lot of time, but that extra room did help. So Analog is scoring 32 points right here. And Analog is now at a cool 75 points. And so brottster has a 9-room advantage on Analog, as well as being 5 rooms into this current run. Both these players have 9 minutes and 8 seconds. If Analog gets on a crazy run and brottster cuts it short, Analog can absolutely do it. But we have 9 minutes left, not much time left, and brottster has a solid advantage with a 9-room advantage. This is a close match. This is an absolutely a close match. 84 to 75. I am now seeing, what we're seeing here is just, it's crazy how the multiplier, when you get to room 10, when you get to room 20, when you get to room 30, the multiplier is at this level is so significant. It's so significant. It's crucial. Oh, the menu room. brottster, I think, just has to go. He just has to go. He can't kill this thing unless he pulls out missiles. He's got to missile the next one. He's got to missile it. Okay, takes the death right there. Unfortunately, the ice beam is just too weak. You need to missile them. They will one-shot him, but honestly, getting through that room is quite hard anyway. It's okay. That's just a difficult room, because even if he got past that first part, the second part after that is probably is much harder. So resetting right there, you're taking a quick death, completely fine. We still have a 9-room advantage for brottster. 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining on the clock. brottster gets that first try CWJ, absolutely flexing right there. And Analog is getting close to starting to enter the section. Immediately falls in the pit, so it looked like maybe he was possibly considering going for the reserve. But yeah, falls in the pit and says, I'm out of here, goes down. And Analog is now entering territory where he's going to start gaining points. And brottster is currently at room 4. Quite a difficult room here, but at the early stages takes care of them easily, and is not at was not at risk of dying in that situation. And here we go. Analog now gaining 2 points at room 12, and he's got the hell. Oh, a quick D boost for Analog. Analog really showing some swag right there. And we have brottster entering, grabs that grapple beam. Once again, we talked about how grapple was kind of a bait item at this stage. And Analog really think about how to approach this. I think he maybe considered falling and shooting shots, but realized, okay, so he kind of rushed it, ended up taking that hit in the beginning. And we have brottster heading down to the left. All right, so slow room for Analog, because you have to wall jump up to the top. But that being said, brottster probably has an even slower room. Don't want to be breaking spin at the top at all. That would be very problematic, but we have brottster, quick, a little bit of lag session right there, but that's okay. We have Analog, oh, he's fallen, making it back up. Okay, makes it back up, gets some shots off, but yeah, 6 points for Analog, and brottster makes it through that room. So another free, that's a nice free room for brottster. Gets that super, gets the secret. Is gonna head over, he's got room 10, so now brottster is now going to start gaining points. And Analog has a choice. He's gonna choose to go down here, get some small health from this guy. Okay, so brottster has to be careful. He's gotta farm, he's gotta have at least one super, and he needs to grapple. Now, this first grapple is not dangerous. The problem is the second grappling part, he needs to grab the very back block. He needs to grab the back block, otherwise he will be dead. That might not be good unless he gets a big swing. Nice. Well played by brottster. Opens up the gate, gets through, and that's 2 points. It was very crucial for him to live there because Analog has closed the gap. Analog has closed the gap with 20 rooms, and brottster has 13. So we're actually, this is like a dead heat. This is an absolute dead heat. Players are effectively tied, and we'll see what can happen here. This is crazy. This is actually so close. Analog wants to clean the game out, finish this round 2-0. And brottster is hanging on, wants to push this to a game 3 to potentially win this match. So brottster with the free super is gonna get the super from the bottom, and it's gonna go out the left. And we have Analog entering this room. At this point, players want to be extra careful. You don't want to rush anything because a death at this point could be devastating. So it's very important that both players play to the best of ability and don't take a random death at this stage, because you guys are both even right now, and this is actually going to potentially determine the match. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock. brottster just picking up Morph, heading out right, so he's gonna potentially get some more difficult rooms now, especially with the grapple. Oh, don't let them, no! The mock droid, you have to take care of the mock droid. So, 17 rooms, we have brottster at 91 rooms, and we have Analog entering. He's at 27 rooms right now. So 17 more points for Analog. Analog is currently ahead. However, brottster does get to start a new run. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left. He gets to start a new run at this point. This is crazy. So Analog, this is crazy. Analog actually has like 2 schools of thought here. He could continue and push this run as far as it can go. He can push it as far as it can go, especially if you make it past 40, the multiplier is crazy, right? The other school of thought that he can do is play very aggressively until he gets to like 1 minute left, and then if he's not dead, then he pushes it, because if he plays really aggressively and dies at room 1, he gets to start another run. But the thing is, you have to consider the fact that you're not guaranteed to obviously get to room 10. You could just get Gauntlet room 2 and lights out. That could Gauntlet like room 5, lights out. So how does Analog play this with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left? Because they cannot start another run once the timer is off, but they can complete the run that they are on. It looks like Analog is just taking this run as carefully as possible, and he's going to push it as much as he can. That being said, he's only got 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, so it's not really like the freest thing to choose here. Oh, he is being very careful here. Every room counts at this point. So Analog is taking this carefully, is gonna grab the charge, but at the same time, you only have 1 minute, Analog. You only have 1 minute, so you can't go too slow. You gotta find that balance between the two. brottster's gotta be a little careful. There's a crab that's probably not too far to his right. He's going to have to choose between the down door or the right door. Right door is preferable, because the right door will give beams, which is what he wants. Ooh, brottster, Analog takes a big hit right there. Not good. Unfortunately, Analog does have to go kind of quick because he only has 40 seconds left. Now, the Pirates do give 1,000 points, and Analog is only 4,000 points away from getting that plus 40. So there's a consideration to maybe spend some time to just killing the Pirates to getting that plus 40, because it's not guaranteed that he can get points in the next room. So, oh, Analog gets sniped along the bottom. He gets sniped. So, Analog dying at room 32 adds 22 points to his timer, or his room count. So he is now at 97 points to brottster's 91. 1 minute and 48 seconds left. And brottster is gaining points. He makes it through the crab. He's getting +2. brottster is now getting +3. Oh my gosh, this is so close. brottster should be able to get through this room, just falls down that door. And we have Analog with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, getting through this room. brottster tries to grab that secret, misses, re-jumps to grab the secret. We have Analog with a good start, gets that wave beam. And we have brottster heading down through that door. Analog has wave beam and high jump, very well equipped at this point. And brottster, another room that he should be able to get through. So brottster gaining 6 points, and that keeps him tied with Analog. So brottster with 7 points is now ahead of Analog. If he takes the death here, he takes the death here. Oh my gosh, but he is ahead of Analog now. With 7 points that he gains, he's at 98 points to Analog's 97 points. And he gets to start a new run. So right now, this is it. This is it. This is kind of like has all the marbles on the line. 43 seconds left on the clock. Analog is taking this time. He's got he's got room 5. You don't get points until you clear room 10. So if Analog takes the death here, that's not good. If he takes a death like right now, he could start another one. Oh my gosh. He gets Analog might want to actually consider resetting here. No, he's got high jump, so he can get through this room. Analog can do this wall jump. Meanwhile, we have brottster. He's kind of low on health. 15 seconds left. Brottster's got to take this really carefully because you can get killed in this room pretty easily. We've seen Analog do this, the worst room in the game, jump plenty of times. Here's the thing. The time is up now. The time is up. The players can no longer start a new run. The players can no longer start a new run. So this is it. Analog is down one point to brottster. So Analog has to get to room 11 to keep this alive. But it's not guaranteed because brottster is still up. Brottster is still up. All right, brottster makes it to room 7. And brottster, he only has P-shot. He only has P-shot here. So he's got to be really careful in this room. The pancakes, do not get too close to the pancakes here. If that pancake is within your range, you need to step back. That's how you have to approach it. Analog has plasma, making short work of everything in here. Oh my gosh, makes it to room 10. Analog needs to make at least one more room. And if he makes it past this room, and he's absolutely gonna do it with this plasma. So Analog is now tied with brottster. Analog is now tied with brottster. And this room, he can absolutely get through. Analog is now ahead of brottster. Brottster needs to make it past room 10 at this point. This is crazy. Absolutely insane. Analog really wanted that beam. Needs to make sure to turn wave back up, plasma back on. But if Analog can close this out with 2 points gained, he is now at 99. Now he's at 100 to brottster's 98. But obviously, you just got to keep going because if brottster makes it past you in the end when you die, you got to get out. Analog, get out of there. He's going to have 39 HP going out. So Analog is at risk of dying. But that's a free room for him right away. Now at room 16 with this plasma, has to be careful because there's one hopper left. There's one hopper left, and if you're not careful, that hopper can kill you. Nice down shot from Analog to ensure the kill on the hopper right there. Brottster is now entering room 10, so brottster is also going to start gaining points at this point. Analog's loadout is so incredibly powerful with the plasma, and brottster is really struggling here with his equipment. So here's the thing. Analog, I would give the advantage at the moment to Analog. But Analog, in the end, it's just one difficult room, and that's all it needs to be. So Analog has to be so careful with 59 HP. He's gonna get to the room 20 multiplier. Is at this point has the lead and just has to get as far as possible, further than brottster can get. What's he gonna get? Analog once again with the plasma should be able to do this room just fine. The gamers should not kill Analog, but the red pirates will. So has to be careful. There's a fine line between playing safe, but you also have to play efficient. Brottster saying, you know what? I'm YOLOing through this room. Watch this YOLO. Hold my beer. I'm going through. What's it gonna be? Will he live? Brottster is no. Brottster, don't die. Ah, here it comes. No, he's falling. Oh my gosh, brottster, please make this wall jump. Brottster makes the wall jump. Oh my gosh, he's got 9 HP. Brottster, if he dies, that's it. That's it. A gamer is gonna kill him. Take this carefully. Get the health if you have to. Analog's in a tough room. This is a really, I don't know if Analog even knows how to do this room. Oh, Analog does. He does know how to do this room. You gotta spin jump, break the water, and then once you break the water, you can space jump along the water line. Now, what you really want to do here, you have to do a spin jump, Analog. You want to wall jump off a wall. And then after you do the wall jump, you can start doing the space jump. Alternatively, you can do this flatly. So if you're on that bottom pillar, you can wall jump. Yes, and then once you start spinning, once you break the water line, you can space jump again. So you have to start falling, and you want to make sure you wall jump at the very peak Oh, you're doing it correctly, but just make sure that you space jump as you're kind of going downwards. Otherwise, you won't be able to make it. Excellent, well played. All right, Analog gets through. brottster gets the BT with no damage. And here we go. We have brottster heading through full HP. And Analog, oh gosh, he makes it through. I can't believe he makes it through. brottster picks up an E-Tank. We've talked about how huge these E-Tanks are at this level. Okay, brottster has to take this so carefully. At this point, there is a multiplier because he's at room 7. Just make sure to clip the wings. Make sure to clip the wings. Okay, take some damage. It's okay. He's got that E-Tank of health. Analog currently at room 27. brottster's YOLOing. brottster's going for a YOLO. Oh my gosh. He hasn't learned his lesson. Hasn't this guy seen me die doing this so many times? Hasn't this guy paid for me to die with my YOLOs? And he's showing he doesn't care. He's going for the mega YOLO from the right. Will this be into brottster? Oh my gosh, he's got to be careful. There's some dangerous flies coming at him that managed to avoid all the damage. All right, so brottster, I think, does not have the currently have charge. So is going to grab that charge beam. If there's one thing we could take away from this, brottster is going to live and die by the YOLO no matter what. He puts his money where his mouth is. When his life is on the line, he still YOLOs. So I can't criticize when I complain. He truly believes it. He'll put his tournament, he'll put his show match on the line for this. Now here we go. We have Analog at room 30. brottster has to catch up at this point. And what is Analog? How is he gonna approach this? With the ice beam, can freeze the booyahs and make it through. And brottster is gonna go ahead and turn on those high jump boots. He's gonna try going for that clipping strategy. Oh, watch out. Don't touch that ghost, because that's a surefire way to die at this point. This clipping strategy can be a little bit dangerous, because we're at a point where if the ghost spawns on you, you're probably gonna die. Oh, don't fall down there. Don't go, wait for the ghost to go away. Oh, brottster, it might not be worth it. I think it's just time to go. It is time to go. All right. The left door, and Analog still, oh, it's just gonna be so tough for brottster at this point, because Analog, with the plasma that he picked up, 38 seconds remaining, but has 34 rooms, looking to be 35 rooms. So brottster, still alive, just doesn't have the equipment. brottster's got he's got a pea shooter. Give the man some equipment. Deer Force, please give him something. He needs something. He's struggling out here. A pea shot versus plasma. Or give him some missiles. Yeah, all right, brottster. If you see some tough enemies, you got 8 missiles. Dump some missiles in their face. All right, here we go. Oh my God! Oh no, it's Phantoon! No, brottster, the fire's getting. brottster, all right, brottster, now's the time. Now is the time to game out of your mind. Take care of Phantoon. Oh no, he got you. All right, and that's it. That's it. GG, brottster, 25 points, 25 rooms. Means he gets plus 15, so brottster finishes with an official score of 113. Analog is going to try to complete this run because he wants to try to get a PB if he can, but at room 40, guaranteeing at this point 32 points, puts Analog at the lead, and Analog does win this show match between him and brottster. That's GG. Congratulations to Analog, but let's see if he can score this PB. He's only got 14 seconds left. He needs to get 6,200 points to get that plus 40. I don't think he can do it in this room. Maybe he can get to a right room. Maybe he'll get a crate or something. That's what he's got to see here. What can Analog get in this next room? And he gets bombs. He never had bombs? Wait, that's exactly what he needed. That's exactly what he needed. Okay, but here's the thing. If he gets a hitless bomb to Rizzo, that's gonna be 5,000 points. And when he gets to the next room, that's gonna be 500 points. So he needs to kill something immediately for 200 points to get the time bonus. So Analog, if you're listening, if you see a gamer in there, immediately kill it. Otherwise, run into the next room. Kill the crab! Kill it! All right, plus 40, here we go. Watch the crab on the bottom. He's coming, no! Crab, please. Crab, please. In the end, Analog lives and dies by the crab, but GG's. Congratulations to Analog, winning the show match, 44 rooms. That's the highest room count of the day, I think, 44 rooms. So in the end, 44 rooms gets him 38 points, and Analog finishes with 135 points to brottster's 113. GG. Everyone get your GGs out for both players. Wow. I need to get you both in an interview if possible. Oh, yep. I think I got you both now. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
awesome. Yeah,
GGs to both of you.
So I was freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what a rush. Holy crap.
I was really hoping that you would have died, not because I didn't want you to win, but I wanted to play a third match.
Yeah, I was really hoping to just end it too because I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Oh, it was exhausting.
Well, Fantoon helped.
Yep.
I have no idea how to even do that fight.
I think.
Yeah, that's.
But no,
easy.
you played really well. I was trying to focus on my runs, but I was listening to Eddie's stream. Obviously, I think you were as well. And then Eddie's like,
I had the stream up.
Like, Alan's playing out of his mind. Oh, he just got impressive. I'm like, what's going on here? This is supposed to be casual. No, that was fun, and I hope that it was as entertaining as it was fun to play. So, seems like chat enjoyed it.
Yep.
I definitely had a lot of fun doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think a big takeaway. First of all, GG's to both of you. You guys both played amazingly. Obviously, the nature of arcade is volatile. brottster, I do think that you did get some tough rooms. I think you got Gauntlet maybe a few more times. Gauntlet is not obviously easy at all.
Yeah.
That being said, like, you know, game 2, you had a sizable advantage, and I think Analog had to like really play out of his mind to beat you at the very end. So
I also had a lot of really good seeds.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I couldn't get past room 20.
I think there was 2 or 3 runs in the 2 games that I had pea shooter for like the entire game.
Yes.
Oh.
And it was some of my bigger runs, like, or deeper runs, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the last scene was definitely Analog was like fully decked out. And Brott, you had.
I got so lucky with the seeds.
Brott was like out there struggling with the pea shooter, having to kill like everything. You know, had to do the pancakes and waivers rooms, killed the waivers and the pancakes with the pea shot. Had to kill like the key hunters multiple times with the pea shot. Really getting through that room, and you know, in the end, got through all of it. But it was Fantoon that sealed the deal at the end. But
and it's funny when you're playing how easily you forget certain things. For example, Chorizo or whatever the boss's name is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a super missile like 2 or 3 runs in a row, and I didn't use it. And I heard you say that. I'm like, yeah, I know to do that, but I just wasn't thinking about it. I was more focused on, okay, don't look like a fool in front of all these people. It was fun. I would love to do this more consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Brott, I was gonna say Analog. It was the same thing for Analog because Analog actually, I think there was a situation where he was doing Bomb Chorizo and he realized he was like way too far right. So then the fight was about to start. He tried to readjust, and the Bomb Chorizo just smacked him. So he lost the hit. So it wasn't just you, right? It's just like when you're kind of in this situation. Like things that like you never mess up, sometimes things just go wrong, right? And so Analog actually had the same thing happen to him as well. It's funny that you mentioned that. So it
was like when I was in Gauntlet and I used the power bomb, and then I was trying to freeze, or I forgot I had ice beam, and everybody in chat was like, "You have ice, just freeze the thing."
So the one part of this race that I'm a little disappointed in is I had in my head that I was going to YOLO everything I could, and
that was awesome.
I didn't get it that often. I got maybe 7 or 8, maybe a few more than that. But typically, there's some runs where I do that 7 times in a single run, and I swear that was the first death from a YOLO that I've ever experienced. Obviously I know what happens, and it's fun to say, "Oh, it never happens" when I'm like watching you, Eddie, do it. And but yeah, that was the first time that's happened to me, and then it almost happened again.
Yep. The Fune.
When
the
I hit,
Fune.
and I don't know that this is how. So, chat. This is how little I actually know about Super Metroid. I don't even know the names of any of the monsters. So I YOLO'd into one of those
The face guys.
Fire.
Yep.
Face guys.
They're called Funes.
And-
F-U-N-E.
Fumes.
Yeah, or maybe it's Fune or something, but it's F-U-N-E. Yeah. The face guys.
That's you. That's appropriate.
Yeah, that is appropriate. That's.
But I think I had 9 energy after I took that hit.
Yep.
And there was a few times. Obviously, there's a few silly deaths. Probably more than a few silly deaths. But there was also a few clutch saves. Like when I dropped, when I fell into one of the fumes. When he fired and I had to jump over
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I remember that.
Nuts.
And it was
Right.
very important that you didn't die there either, because otherwise analog would have taken the lead. And then I think that was like a
Yeah.
room 9 or something, and then you saved it with the jump. I remember that. I was screaming when that happened because I was like, "Oh my god, he survived."
Yeah. Well, there was a few things that I heard Eddie talking about analog stream. Is I think you got. Again, I apologize. I don't know any of the room names,
That's fine.
but it's those little blue guys that just. Oh, it was the grapple room. Didn't you pass get past that one grapple room where
Yeah.
you grapple and the block disappears?
He did get past it. Yes, the pants room. He it was low
pants
enough where he
room.
could take
Yeah.
one hit. So he actually got hit on the
Cool.
first part, but he survived it, and then he just
'cause it was
And then
flew
I
through.
ran and grappled.
Yeah, it was
He was
Yeah,
panicking. He was definitely panicking. You could see because
I
he's
think he was
slamming the
freaking
button.
I think you said that it was before room 10 or something, so they didn't do anything.
Yeah, they hit him
damage-wise.
but he if he got hit one more
So-
time, he was dead for sure.
So I got unlucky rooms, but you got the unlucky rooms at the luckiest times. But
Yeah.
no, obviously, one thing that I noticed is Eddie, I heard mention that you got Alcatraz. I have no idea how to do that. I've watched it done. I understand the idea around doing it, but I can't do it. And the bomb jump, I've just learned how to do the bomb jump yesterday, and I was able to do it okay.
hmm
And then but I didn't tonight. I just couldn't do it to save my life. Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Right now.
always done that double bomb jump. I never have done a single bomb jump before, and I was like,
Yeah.
crap, what's the rhythm for it? I don't know. And then I just tried to remember how I seen Oates and Emmett do it. And I was like, okay, let's try to do
Yeah,
that.
I've seen the top tier runners do this. I can do it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was really excited when you started doing that because I don't know how to do that, the double bomb thing at all. I don't even think I've seen it. But all I heard Eddie was talking about, this is extremely hard. It's way harder than the other way. I'm like, yes, maybe we can get a game 3. But you got it done. That's awesome.
I didn't even see him get it. I was like, wait, how is he in
I
the next
didn't.
room? Because you were
I switched to the single.
Oh, so you did make it to the top. Okay, so you switched to single and made it to the top.
Yeah.
I remember I looked away for a second and then you made it to the top because but you did lose a lot, most of your time at that point.
I lost a lot of
Yeah.
time there, yeah. But that's when I used to play the game as a kid. I figured out the double bomb jump, and that's how I've always done it. And then I started watching speedrunning, and haven't been able to do it since.
So fun fact, I beat this game once as a kid, and that's it.
Oh wow! Well, you played really, really well.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I say that I haven't had a lot of time playing arcade, but by now I've probably played 15 hours of it. So it adds up, right? Oh, I'll just play a couple runs, and then 2 hours go by, and oh, wow.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy for the time to fly
Yeah,
when you play
but-
arcade.
Yeah,
It's a
this
time
is,
thing.
I will say that, so I was a casual Super Metroid watcher
hmm
for a couple years.
hmm
I only started really watching when Oates was grinding the any percent
Mhm.
record. That's when
Oh,
I
yeah.
started really watching. I remember watching Oates 3-4 years ago maybe
Mhm.
when he used to do the pick a number between 1 and 10, and if Fantoon gets a fast, you get mod. So that was how long was that?
the Fantoon games.
Right? And but yeah, so that's when I started watching it again, and and then arcade came. Let's do arcade, and then obviously Eddie showed up because obviously he plays arcade and he's pretty good at it. And then this is pretty much all I watch now. It's pretty cool, and I will say that I do hope that the chat did enjoy this. I know that we're not on Eddie's level, close but not quite yet. And I think that I think there's enough interest, and the skill level variance is good enough where you could even have like groups of people like me with 4 or 5 different people. You can even have like a little league or play like a match a week or whatever. And I think it's entertaining enough to watch because we do different strats. We take things a little slower. Yeah, we're not as good, but I think that it's not as entertaining, obviously, but I still think it has its own level of entertainment, especially when you have Hype Eddie.
Oh yeah, the commentary was amazing tonight.
Thank you.
Eddie was just losing his mind at some of the stuff we were doing.
Well, I'll have you guys know that I don't know if you saw, but Lunix made a race time page. I don't know if you've seen races. For retro gaming races, we typically use racetime.gg. Mm-hmm. And I mean, because we've been doing, I know this format's a little bit different. It's definitely more involved because I got to do math while I'm playing and everything and changing the times and stuff like that. But if you're interested in doing like the first to X rooms or something like that, I think we could probably easily set that up on race time. When we were grinding like randomizers and stuff like that, we'd set up matches on race time, and then we all, we're all, it's like an honor system, like as we're racing each other on as friends. But we would just set up a race time. There's a timer. You start your timer when the timer goes off. It says go, and then basically when you finish, you click the done button, and then it's like it's a timer that's shared with everybody, so you can see who gets first, second, third, fourth, or something like that, right?
Nice,
so
nice.
if you did like room to 30 or something, room to 40 or something like that, we could that's something that it could be a group race time kind of thing in the future. But
sure, I think that this format that we kind of just made on the fly, we didn't think about it too hard. I think that this has some merit.
Absolutely.
I think that if you just made like an Excel sheet and where you have our room totals, have that as one cell of the Excel sheet, and then just do a formula and just type in the number of rooms, and so it'll just do the math for you.
That's what I did actually.
Oh,
but I did that, but I realized it. Having to do like 30 minus 10 wasn't too hard. So in the beginning it's just minus 10, right? So but even when you guys got to like 44, I could do that in my head. So I had the formula, but I realized I didn't have to use it.
Well, I'm not worried about you being able to do the math, but you mentioned how you couldn't do the math while watching both our streams
exactly
and interactive chat.
That's a lot.
But
the one last thing I'll say, and then I'll let you guys talk. But I was thinking if we do something like this in the future, you may even be able to do points on, like, I don't know about you, Analog, but if I can't beat Phantom ever, there's no way I'd ever beat Ridley if he shows up. So maybe getting a bonus point or 2 for the Ridley room just to get there as it's an insta loss type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is something we could talk about off stream, obviously, but I do think that there's some really really good ideas that we can do to have this room format a thing.
Yeah,
of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Analog, is there some things that you wanted to talk about?
Not really. No, I just had a great time. Glad that we could put on a show for the community, and
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's exhausting doing this kind of stuff, especially when you have to put all your mental focus on the line at the very end, right? Like, it's one thing if you have a significant lead or something, you're like, all right, we'll move on to the next one or something. But that one, you both had to concentrate till the end, so it was definitely intense.
Yeah.
I do want to say for both of you, you guys are saying like, I hope it was entertaining. There was at least like 4 or 5 people that said like, you know what, I want to try arcade now because of watching this.
That's awesome.
So that's honestly, it's really great. I'm glad that we got to do this.
That makes me really happy. because seriously, for everyone listening right now, I didn't know how to do anything in this game. Seriously, wall jumping was a struggle for me. I just started playing it, got to room 12, then to room 19, and then something would happen where I didn't know how to do it, so I just put on YouTube and looked at a tutorial and tried to emulate that. It is doable. If I may say one more thing about the speed running of the actual game, this game is so hard to speed run, in my opinion. It was so overwhelming to watch. There was no way I would ever try to speed run it. But arcade kind of breaks it down into smaller parts, and so you're playing these rooms over and over and over again. So you'll naturally learn some techniques that I'm sure would translate into the actual racing of the any percent or 100% or whatever game. So I think this is a really good starting point for anybody who's interested in running the game in any capacity.
Absolutely.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Eddie, by the way, for putting this on.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, I'm definitely down to do this again sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Absolutely. I mean, if people want to watch it, I'm down to host it. So that's the thing, right? And I think people had a good time.
And I see that we're over 65 people still. I think we're over 65 for the entire. So that's awesome too.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right.
All right, Analog.
I am going to bounce here, but thanks again. Thanks, chat, for watching.
Mm-hmm.
This was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you putting this on, like I said.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you for playing, brottster.
Yeah, thanks for putting this on, Eddie, and thank you everybody for watching and tuning in and supporting the community and everything. It's awesome.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off call. Thank you both for playing. Really appreciate it. Honestly, you guys put up a great show. This was a great show. I had a lot of fun. I think the chat had a lot of fun, and it's been great. So thank you guys so much for joining.
Perfect. Right.
Awesome.
Cheers, guys.
GG's, everybody.
GG's.